talk on this one. Nobody wants to listen to me anyway.
I'm not gonna go there, Joe. All right, everybody ready? You good, Craig?
Yep.
Okay, where's my paper? I lost my paper already. I'd like to call to order the Zoning Board of Appeals meeting Thursday, April 20th at 7 p.m. Roll call, please.
Chairman DeWitt.
Here.
Board Member Carlson. Board Member Lyons.
Here.
Board Member Milligan.
Here.
Board Member Rifle.
Present.
Okay, moving on to number 3, consideration of approval of the March 9th, 2023 minutes as printed.
Mr. Chair, they look really good to me, but there's one little typo that I know Craig knows better about. And under item 4, Craig, public comments, I like our minutes to be literate. And that is, the first bullet point there says the addition will be too close to Suffolk. That should be TOO. And I know you know that, but that's it. Yes.
Right, let the record show that Mr. Carlson is here. Okay, moving on to number 4, public comments.
I'd like to move that we accept the minutes as prepared with the slight addition of modification of the spelling of two.
Support.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Moving on, public comments. No public here. Moving to number 5, public hearing. A request filed by Craig and Laura Dirks to construct an addition to combine the house at 16769 and the house at 16779 Lakeview, which will result in a lot coverage of 63%, requesting a variance from zoning ordinance 9150. The parcels are described as number 70-03-115-107-005, commonly known as 16769 Lakeview, and parcel number 70-03-115-107-004, commonly known as 16779 Lakeview. Present your case.
Good evening, gentlemen. I think you saw the package I gave to you, and what I'm proposing, like you said, is connecting the two lots. The green space will actually go up compared to what it is right now. So, and I can go through that if you have questions on your maps, if you looked at them. There is one thing on the pictures I gave you that John caught me on the other day, is there's a picture in there for the corner house, which states it says 16769 Lakeview. It's really 16789. So I didn't want you to see that was getting, the wrong house was getting combined. And I just use those for houses and properties that I have already modified and adjusted and made better for the area of Ferrysburg. It's the pictures that I gave you that show the corner house. It's really
it's just the pictures, but the legal description.
Legal is correct.
Okay.
Everything's correct
okay.
on the form given to you.
Okay, that's all I need.
I know there was some discussion, and it's kind of hard to see, to decipher where the driveways are going to be going, what's going on, but I am proposing taking the driveway, my driveway currently, off Lakeview Avenue and moving it over to Gruenbauer. For a couple reasons. One is it's very hard to see backing out of my narrow driveway, the way traffic drives on there, and you'll see that on the site plan I gave you. Let me open this up so you work together. It's the one that looks like this one. It's down in there, page 4 in the back. And I want to go through that with you. This is the one that shows that we're dealing with most of the green space. in red right now is all the existing, that's my driveway, how I. Getting rid of all that's hash marked. The bottom lot, here a lot. Closing. Any questions on that? I know I gave you guys a lot of paperwork, but I tried to make it as explicit as I could so there weren't a whole lot of questions. That's what I'm here for,
No,
so.
Here's a question. Will there, from Grunbauer Street, will there be a doorway into the house?
Yes, there is currently a doorway in the house
There's-
right now.
And that'll still be there?
It'd still be there. That would be my primary, because right now my primary entrance to my house really is the back side, the
Right.
northeast side of my current house, which is still gonna stay there. But I can show you on this
So
drawing.
will there be pavement in front of the doorway? I mean, there's pavement.
Doorway for
There's some
this
pavement.
house. Right there. This is a pad back to the house. That is correct.
That's what I was trying to figure out, because if there was one still, you'd still have to have something concrete there or something.
Yeah, no, there's not gonna be a door there.
You said you were moving. Okay, thank you.
So the main front entrance to the house will still be on the Lakeview side, which would be on the southwest corner of my house. Any other questions on that page? On the very front page of the drawings, you can see what it will look like from the front and from the back, and there you can also see the door that you were asking me about getting in the house. And the only door that's coming off the Ventura house, the corner house, is the main entrance. Everything else is staying where it is, other than we'll be putting new windows in and re-siding it to match the current house, as well as we'd be removing some of the front trusses and putting a porch on to make it look better, look 80s, more modern. I've also put in there letters from my neighbors. I think you guys saw those, what they thought of what I'm up to. And said there's two main reasons I want to do this. One is obviously for better access for pulling in and pulling out. And the second is it will allow me to have a master on the first. Allow us more living. Right now we have 4 grandkids. We don't even have a family room. So starting to see they're getting older that we need a little bit. It will be quite a house, but what I would also doing is I'm taking my little living room that I have now currently will be the dining room. I don't have a dining room. So we're gonna make the kitchen a little bit bigger. The dining room will be big enough to handle the family. Right now we can't even fit all around our table. So I wanted aesthetically to look right, and it will be a bigger house, and it will kind of like what's happened to our road. It seems like they're all getting bigger on that road, and I'm not so much looking at the size. I want it is big, but I'm looking at what is it going to look like, and is it going to blend, and is it going to look And you can see from the pictures I gave you from the other houses that I've done, I take pride in what I do, and I have never done a project around here that hasn't been liked by everybody. I'm not in this to be a builder or anything else. I do it for myself, so.
Failed to mention something that you mentioned to me the other day when I stopped by, and that is the upstairs of the.
Oh, the upstairs to the new house? That's why she's here. She wants her long arm quilting room. Right now she's in my basement and her long arm's jammed into my little basement.
Well.
Yeah, it's quite a big sewing area, so.
Just a quick clarification for board members. If you look at the property, that shed on there on the West Spring Lake Road is actually on a separate piece of property and it is not attached to this.
I have that attached on the drawing, or on the pictures, with it highlighted. If you go through the picture section.
As I went by there today, it appears that shed, little garage, whatever you want to call it, on the corner, part of this parcel. It is not. It's a separate parcel. It's part of the unconnected parcel on the corner. Because when I looked at it, I had some concerns because you had 3 buildings,
Exactly.
outbuildings, and that's not allowed. It's a separate parcel, so you're in compliance.
So he's referring to this drawing. What happened is when they put the road in, chopped those lots up, and that lot was all that was left of one that kept going to the north. I was telling one of these guys when I was digging through the house at Ventura, I found the plot maps of our area from 1811 or 1911 before the road went in, and I framed it, and it's huge. And it shows how those lots went way back up, and then when that road came through, it just whacked all that property off. Well, and then Babcock, I didn't even know he was a mayor here.
Yeah.
But he used to live in that corner house, and they got that lot somehow. I don't know how that all went down. But that lot was always its own parcel, and the small, I call it my he shed that's on there, is not very big, but that's as big as it can go on that lot. So, and I'm not planning on doing anything else with that. All I did, and you'll see pictures in there where I took that and I sided it to make it match. That's why I'm assuming you thought it was part of property, but it needed a facelift. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Exactly. I'll have too many outbuildings. Yep.
Any questions from the board? Okay, 7:13, close the public hearing. And we have a letter of support from Sean and Jody Wiley. We have a letter of support for this project from Mitch and Sherry Lyons. Have another letter of support from Jay Costin in support of this variance, and I think that's it. Okay, I'd also like to enter into the record, before the board takes a motion here, that this property has already had 2 zoning variances. Now, I don't know as that doesn't affect our situation today, but just so far the information that we were provided, that there was 2 variances on, 1 on each property. Am I correct in that, Craig?
That is correct.
Okay. So, let's go through the, what to do with it. All right, need to read into the record. The referenced address of 16779 and 16776 Lakeview. The reference addresses are in the RG1 zone district. Also, it is in the inland overlay district. The request is to combine the two existing homes, remove a portion of the driveway at 16779 Lakeview, remove sidewalks at 16769 Lakeview, install a new driveway off Greenbrier Avenue toward the existing garage at 16779 Lakeview. The property at 16769 Lakeview received a variance to build with 7-foot side yard setbacks in 2001. The Inland Overlay District was adopted in 2009. The property at 16779 Lakeview received 5 variances in 2013 to construct a house. Minutes of both meetings, we don't have to read them into the record, do we, Craig? Are available. The enclosed site plan shows the existing gutters on the house at 16779 Lakeview and will tie into the city storm system. Mr. Dirks has indicated that he would be open to installing gutters on the house at 16769 Lakeview and tie the gutters to the city storm system. Regarding the Dirks request, standard for granting a variance. No variances in the provisions or requirements of this ordinance shall be authorized by the zoning board of appeals unless it is found from the evidence that all of the following conditions exist. That the compliance with the zoning ordinance will result in practical difficulties due to exceptional, extraordinary, or unique conditions of land or parcel, such as exceptional narrowness of lot or depth or irregular shape, exceptional natural topographical features on the lot or parcel such as steep slopes, water, existing significant trees or other unique or extreme physical conditions of the land, extraordinary location of existing building structures that allows no other practical or feasible location for the expansion because of exceptional features of the land, other exceptional or extraordinary dimensional conditions or characteristics of the lot or land or parcel. Moving on, parcel at the Lakeview Avenue are unique in that they are typically smaller than the typical 10,000 square foot parcel in RG1 zone district. This is one reason the Inland Overlay District was created. That standard is met. That the unusual circumstances do not apply to most other lots or parcels in the same manner or to the same extent as other lots or parcels in the same zoning district. The RG1 zone district requires a parcel of 10,000 square feet. Both parcels owned by Dirks combined are 11,995 square feet. The standard is met. That the variance is necessary for the preservation and enjoyment of substantial property right. The possibility of increased financial return shall not in of itself be deemed sufficient to warrant a variance. The application has stated that there will be intense increase in green space with the proposed improvements. Although the increase is minimal at 181 square feet, it is an improvement to the existing standard is met. That the granting of the variance will not be of substantial detriment to adjacent or nearby land uses and properties. The proposed improvements ought not to impact adjacent property owners, and the new addition to connect the two houses will meet existing setback. That standard is met. That the applicant shall not have created the problem for which the variance is being sought. The application did create the existing parcels. Both parcels receive variances when constructed. With the proposed improvements, lot coverage will be reduced. That standard is met. That the granting of the variance will not be contrary to the public interest and that the spirit of this ordinance shall be observed. Public safety secured and substantial justice be done for both the applicant and other property owners in the district. The property owner has worked to not request additional variances besides lot coverage. The proposed improvements will not change the footprint of the existing houses. That standard is met. The Inland Overlay Lakefront District has the following purpose of statement. The Inland Overlay District has been established to encourage the conservation and redevelopment of older waterfront residential neighborhood on inland Spring Lake, designated as Lakefront Cottage settlement on the City of Ferrysburg's master plan, where most existing lots and/or structures do not conform fully to the standards of the underlying zoning district. Since the area includes a wide variety of lot sizes, the intent is to support the continued use and improvement of small lot, single-family homes while providing for new residential development that is consistent with the standards of the underlying zoning district. The proposed improvements meet the intent of the statement of purpose for the Inland Overlay Zone District. Staff recommends approval contingent on the parcels being combined. One other contingency I would like to put in there is that storm eaves troughs be connected to the storm sewer on both houses and the addition. That you mentioned that in there, but if we put it in the motion, well, it's now it's legal. You have to do it. Any other questions?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. I do have some thoughts about this. First of all, I'm in favor of it and I'm going to vote for it. But I think we should realize what we're doing here. We're kind of in an interesting gray area that the Planning Commission did not anticipate when they wrote the zoning ordinance for the Inland Overlay District. If you look, it was mentioned in in Craig's city memo, but also the underlying zoning district in that area has lots require 10,000 square feet. And most of the lots there don't have 10,000 square feet. That's why we created the Inland Overlay District. But now, when we combine the two lots will have 11,995 square feet. So we will have created a lot that is legal in that sense. It has 10,000 square feet. Now, I don't know about the width of the front of the lot. I looked at your diagrams carefully. You're supposed to have in that zoning district 100-foot wide lots. Of course, most lots there aren't. I don't know what the width is for the two combined, but if you look at how the zoning ordinance is written, in page 919 of the zoning ordinance, section 9140, the Inland Lakefront Overlay District, under item G, area height, bulk, and placement requirements, number 2, subpoint B, it reads, permitted in special uses on substandard lots of record, period. In the event that a lot of record within the ILO overlay district in existence on the effective date of this section does not meet the minimum underlying zoning requirements, blah, blah, blah. Parcel or site condominium unit created after the effective date of this section shall comply with the minimum lot area. This one does. Minimum lot width, setbacks, and all other requirements of the underlying zoning district. It's going to comply with the 10,000 square feet, but of course it doesn't comply with the setback requirements. But the houses are already built. No, it would be incredibly unreasonable to say now that you've got an acceptable lot, you need to, change where the houses are. So, but I think when this was written, that was not anticipated, something like this could happen. Then going forward, if you have a lot that's less than 10,000 square feet, you're allowed to reduce the setbacks by the percentage by which your lot square footage is short of the 10,000 square feet. And they've got reduced setbacks now, and they're good on that sense. But if you turn over the next page of the zoning ordinance, over in item, let's see, BG, over on page 9-21, where it says reconstruction. I saw something here this afternoon that suggested.
That's till midnight. Pumpkin stuff.
Yeah, I get there way before then. I go to bed way before then, so.
You don't even know if you turn into a pumpkin.
Okay, forget it. But my point is, we're in a gray area in the sense that we're doing something that was not anticipated when the zoning ordinance was created. That is an owner combining two lots to create a lot that actually is 10,000 square feet. And also, if I asked about the width of the lots, because if the width of the lots is less than 100 feet, you're allowed to reduce the setbacks by the percentage by which it's less than 100. But the setbacks are already set there, so we're not going to. Yeah. Still, however you do it, yeah. And Craig, when you do the width of the lot, you do it perpendicular to the side street, right? You wouldn't go the diagonal, you would go.
We would count the street frontage. That's the width.
Street frontage is the width of the lot?
Yeah.
So it would. Yeah, I saw that on the diagram, and I said, but it doesn't, I thought you had to go straight across, and so that wasn't clear to me. Okay, so never mind. I just wanted us to realize we're kind of in a gray area here of this overlay district in a situation that was not anticipated when it was written.
Been on the zoning board close to 20 years.
There you go. There you go.
So I don't see it as an issue. Do you see that as an issue, Craig?
No, I reviewed this with the city planner, so he's checked it out, and the only thing that he said was to get variance for lot coverage.
Right. We're actually gaining a lot coverage by 100 and 200 feet or whatever. For
Correct.
Green space. Okay. What we need to do is, before anybody makes a motion, we have to address the gutters on the houses and the legally combining the two lots. So make that as part of your motion. I will accept the motion if everybody's ready.
I'd like to motion to approve the variance for green space contingent on the lot being joined, and then also on the gutters being tied into the city stormwater system.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Good luck. Reports and comments. I have a comment, Craig. What's going on in that house on 168th, next to George, or, you know, that one that's partially constructed?
Can't get a hold of the owner. We're not sure what's going on.
Well, you have a contractor of record, correct?
Yeah, the homeowner, the property owner was doing the work.
Has he deceased?
His father passed away
His
last
father
year.
passed away. His father had the money, I know that. Well, he's got a long history of this stuff. He did the same thing on it's on Harvey Street, those duplexes on Harvey past the curve. He did that, he dragged them out for about 7 years. So perhaps a phone call is appropriate here. And if not, send him a registered letter or something, because that's been almost 2 years since there's been any progress on it. I'm sure the permits have been expired by now. Okay, any other?
Cross Street, whereabouts is that?
168th and Van Wagner, across from the church.
Oh, okay.
Corner house, and there was a new house, and then
Yep.
there's a house they started.
Yep, I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, and that's been at least 2 years. That there's been absolutely no progress at all on it. So I wanted to bring that up. Any other comments from the board members?
Thought I sent something to everybody, yeah.
You sent something from Michigan State.
Oh, something from the county.
Mention it. I saw something like that, but I did not see where the county, I know the county is
That's a
doing.
that's a webinar that's for next Monday, I believe, from Michigan State. And then there are an additional 2 meetings with regard to planning, I believe. One of them for green space electric generation, and how we should be looking at that from the standpoint of planning and zoning. And the other one has to do with police protection and working that into an environmental standpoint of how we outline these types of. I'll be quite honest with you. I'll be interested in going to that seminar to figure out just exactly what they're implying.
Well, my thought was the Ottawa County Planning and Zoning has not put that school on yet.
No, they didn't do it this spring, no.
Okay, are they doing it online?
I'll check into it.
I think Roger Bergman said they were doing it online now.
Okay.
Well, just so you're aware that if we agreed that you would take it. I believe they're doing it online, but Craig will touch base with you and send you an email.
I'd be interested in going through that again, just as a matter of updating. It probably wouldn't be a bad idea if we all were to do that.
Yeah. Been through it 5 times.
All right.
Get down there with Craig. He falls asleep and snores on the way. I mean, come on.
Fortunately, they haven't met. They had to put on a class for what, 3 years?
Yeah, since COVID. Yeah, so. Any other comments from zoning board members?
I don't know if this is pertinent to the meeting here, but I attended the planning commission meeting at Spring Lake at Barber School last night, and I thought it was a perfect example of how not to present a proposal to the community, having notified everyone within the area of the 97 acres of the Pool Blueberry Farm. then at some point decided that they were going to add additional properties and make the zoning change to 257 acres without notifying any of the people that were in those within those other areas.
My understanding is that they tabled the meeting and to high school people in the spring.
Right.
So nothing was actually settled.
Well, there must have been about 150 people at the meeting last night.
Yeah, I went by there and they're standing out in the rain.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was quite the falderall.
There is nothing that, no input that officially the city of Ferrysburg should put into this thing in Spring Lake Township.
None of those city properties adjacent or within 300 feet of that.
Yeah.
Right, that's correct. Yep.
My primary interest was transportation out of that area. If they were to allow R1 or R2, which would allow them a maximum on just the 97 acres of approximately 200. Yeah, it'd be 200 homes.
2 per acre.
Yeah. No. It'd be 4 per acre, 12,000 square feet. Now, they could never do that from the standpoint of drainage on that property, just simply because blueberries kind of like to live on low ground, wet sandy ground. So they could never do that per se, but it would impact us from the standpoint of the traffic on 168th Street. The traffic on the bridge, which they're not going to be offering any tax. If this development is planned for smaller homes, more and probably family homes, which are going to bring a lot of kids. Those things we were thinking about.
I believe that Spring Lake School District across that way, or there to the north, not 100% certain.
I think a portion of it is in Grand Haven. I'm not.
City lines and the school lines are different.
Yeah.
Well, if you think about what they have to do, that's so low, they're gonna have to haul 1 million cubic yards of fill. So what they're gonna do is they're gonna suck a pond.
They're gonna dig several ponds.
Yeah, so there are gonna be several ponds. So the house per acre is gonna be way reduced because they're gonna have to have at least a 20-acre pond to get the fill for the houses.
Yep.
So
If you look at the other developments in that area, they're all raised. They brought
Oh yeah.
a lot of
Oh, they
fill,
bring a lot of fill in.
like 10 foot, big time.
Yeah.
they're doing this. They did the same development on M104.
They
Yeah,
just
it's
use
true,
the
that's
ponds
true.
for dewatering, essentially,
Yes.
Well,
Yes. That's.
and then
They don't
drain
care
it.
about the dewatering as much as they care about the fill.
They don't want it to prevent, it's
It's cheaper to pump the, they get a dredge in there.
yeah.
And they dredge it and pump it, and then they got a big pile of sand, and then they use that to fill in the houses. Fill in the lots. So, what about sewers? We have any input on that as far as, would that connect to our sewer system on West Spring Lake Road?
Probably connect on Cove Street, I think. And we would just, watch that and make sure that what's coming in is our flow can handle it, our pipes. Yeah, it's my understanding it would probably go through Cove Street. Yes. That's where we're thinking right now. We will be, yes. we've had some discussion.
I thought it was interesting too that there's a number of homes that are currently in residential agriculture, is that correct? With 1 and 2 acre plots that are now rezoned to RG2, which would allow them to, or maybe you can answer this question for me. Would those lots then be available to be subdivided? If you had, let's say, for instance, you had a 2 acre lot that is now agricultural, I think they call it rural,
Master plan approves RG.
Area that they've added to from the initial 90-some acres, they did not notify the neighboring property owners? Is that because of the fact that virtually the whole village staff or township staff has been off on vacation all this time and nobody's answering their phones or returning emails?
I can't respond to that, but
Well, what
one could suspect.
People are really dorked.
Oh, wow,
what
you
they
bet.
wanna do is that whole area,
It was a madhouse there last night.
rezone that on the master plan, RG2, which you could make an argument both ways, but that whole area. It's gonna. Anything else? Craig looks tired. Motion to adjourn. We're done.
We're done.
Mike? What is this property that you're talking about here, 15 zones? Is it out here somewhere? It's a blueberry farm?
Yeah, if you go down Van Wagner past my house. Okay, here's 160, here's Van Wagner. Oh,
This
here,
is Van Wagner, come across.
right. Okay, you go down to the end of the road here, to West Spring Lake Road. This piece,
For the moment.
this piece, and this piece on Hickory.
We go to Ziwatanejo, which is a smaller community, probably about 50,000 people.
Yes.
It's on the Pacific,
The one off Taft,
up the
and the
coast
one
from
off
Acapulco, about 100, 110, 115
Who owned all
miles,
three of
something
them?
like that. And I don't know if you've been to Ixtapa? Well, the little town that is south of south of Ixtapa is Ziwatanejo. And it's full of all kinds of expats.
I got exams next week.
I'm home for this. Vacation homes, vacation condos.
And I can tell from your eyes, there's lots of marijuana.
There is lots of marijuana.
What are you pursuing?
No, actually, their marijuana laws are a lot tougher than ours are.
If you get caught,
Yeah.
Wow, you're gonna like
So
to go yet.
I try to keep my eyes straight because that's the kind of guy I am. Yeah. Well, yeah.